you as well. You can be live on multiple places at the same time. We simulcast these this week on Playback streams to our Twitter and our YouTube channels for each one of these streams, which, by the way, please do go ahead, if you aren't already, sub to the YouTube channel for us. We really appreciate that. And follow us on Twitter @WatchPlayback. Before we get into it, Autism Racing Fan, I will answer your question. Who's your favorite baseball team? I am a Cleveland sports fan through and through. So I am cursed, like legitimately cursed. I'm a Guardians fan, Browns fan. The Cavs, at least, LeBron had our back in 2016. But yeah, all things Cleveland sports for me. Let's try to get this in here again. Just bear with me for a second, folks. There we go. There we go. We were just having a little bit of computer problems there. Okay, we've got a great episode teed up for you all this week on Playback. Let's go ahead and run through the rundown here. PLAYBOT has entered the chat. I'm sure I've seen a lot of you all playing with PLAYBOT and the play-by-plays during your game. So, yeah, we've got our very own Matt ready to go ahead and run a demo. And you might even see an appearance from PLAYBOT here during this stream. You might just see that. Spotlight Chat creator interviews. I've got 2 creators that have been using Spotlight Chat in really interesting and cool ways. So we got K. the chemist from the chemistry lab and Dill Picks Greens from the Green Beam coming to talk about how they've been using Spotlight Chat since we released that feature. So appreciate them hopping on with us. And then we're going to close it out with, I know I did a live clipping demo, but I'm not the expert here, to be honest with you. And I've been told, I got some feedback that it was a little bit confusing. So we had to call in the experts. Our very own BSolz went ahead and recorded an epic clipping demo for you all. It is also uploaded to YouTube, so you will be able to watch the VOD as well. But we're going to watch that clipping demo as well to close out this week on Playback this week. And with that, we can get into our regular segments of the week. First is the clip of the week. We already did see Michael Bridges game winner, but we did not see the I Hate Sean version. The caption was Michael Bridges for the win. Knicks at Trailblazers last night, March 12th, 2025. And we're actually going with back to like cutting your own clips and making your own edits. This isn't going to be the like original clip of this stream. It's actually a slow-mo version, which is super cool. So let me go ahead and switch over to a screen share. And we're going to play that clip directly from Twitter. Oh man, Sean, that's actually epic. The slow-mo version is so epic, it kills me. Sounds like he's like, I don't know. It sounds like he's like crying. Yeah, it sounds like he's like sad or something. But then coupled with the Bridges 3-point celebration, it's just absolutely epic. So yeah, our clip of the week is I Hate Sean. His reaction to that was absolutely incredible. Shouts out to I Hate Sean, playback.tv/I Hate Sean. You guys want to go show him some love? You should absolutely go ahead and show him some love. Up next. Oh, and again, reminder, cut your clips, tag us @WatchPlayback when you post them to socials. We will interact. We will amplify. So go ahead and do that. D-Jack, that shot destroyed us, Blazer fans. Yeah, that was – Blazers are my Western Conference squad, so it hurt me a little bit as well. Camino Garden, what's going on? Thanks for rolling through this week on Playback. The tip of the week for this week, complete your Playback room profile. And I hate to call you out just a little bit here, I Hate Sean, if you're in chat, but I noticed when I was going to find your clip that you don't have a logo in your community profile. So you actually inspired this tip of the week. Be sure you add a banner image, logo, a featured clip as well. Sean, that one might make a great featured clip for your room. And then also you can link your other socials to your Playback profile. You can add tags. This is really important because when you're not live with a stream and folks go into your Playback room, your profile is going to be their first and only impression of what you have to offer. So, even if you have completed your community profile, if it's been a while since you've gone back and touched that up, go ahead and show it some love. Go ahead and level up that community profile again. It's going to be a great way to get visitors that come not only during your live streams, but particularly when you're not live, to go ahead and become room members of your room. So do polish off those room profiles. Sam says, will you take the next day off when Cavs disappoint in the playoffs at BTow? No, I won't. I take my losses on the chin, unlike some other fan bases out there. I can admit an L. So yeah, no, I'll take it on the chin and keep it moving, Sam. Being a Cleveland sports fan for your entire life, you get galvanized. I'll tell you that much. You get galvanized pretty quickly. The word of the week is the last regular segment of the week. And Autism Racing Fan, you called it out up top, and I mentioned baseball is the word of the week. Opening day is March 27th, right around the corner, and we will be supporting the MLB for MLB TV here at Playback this season. So now's the time to start planning for your baseball content for sure. Even if you're someone that wants to create a separate room, if you want to keep your NBA audience in one room, baseball audience in a separate room, now's the time to go ahead and start planning for that stuff for sure. So we have not made this public announcement yet. I am sharing this with what we got 24 in the room right now. I'm sharing that with you all because, we need you all to be ready for opening day. It's only a couple weeks away, but you will see us go ahead and add MLB games to the schedule likely sometime next week. And also, if you know any MLB creators that'd be a good fit to stream on Playback, holler at us. Hit us up in Discord. Hit us at contact@playback.tv if you want to email us. But if you know some people that should be streaming the MLB on Playback, let us know. Let us know for sure. Camino El Fenway. Let's go, Camino El Garden. That's what I'm talking about. Greer said talk heavy. I didn't go too heavy, I'll save that for maybe next time Sam and I are on a Slack huddle or something like that. Dill Picks Greens, do we have MLB this season? We fully anticipate supporting MLB this season. So go ahead and start making your plans. Again, this is not fully public knowledge yet. I share this with you all, my This Week on Playback crew, because I love you all, especially for showing up here. So yeah, keep it to yourself, but start making your plans for MLB season. And with that, we can get into the meat and potatoes of This Week on Playback. First up, PLAYBOT has entered the chat. You guys have probably seen play-by-play rolling through some rooms here for the NBA. To talk play-by-play, I've got Playback's very own Matt. So Matt, if we can get you to hop on stage, let's go ahead and talk some play-by-play. What's going on, Matt? How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. Hey, so I saw PLAYBOT, literally, actually, I was streaming in a Cleveland channel, and all of a sudden I saw a play-by-play, and the entire chat erupted. They were like, whoa, what is this? So tell us, what is that?
Yeah, no, for sure. So PLAYBOT is our new chat enhancement where it will basically send every scoring play for NBA games only right now. It'll send a just the play. So if Giannis hits a layup, it'll say Giannis made a layup. It'll tell you who assists and usually how many points the score also has, the running score. So a lot of nice information sort of as the game happens.
Love it. If I put on a stream right now, is it possible that we can maybe send some PLAYBOT messages here in chat?
Yeah, let me do that.
Let's try. There we go.
I had one.
Oh, gotcha. I'll remove this one. Let me get rid of this one. There we go.
Cool. Got the Lakers Bucks.
Okay.
And then yeah, even though just for the purpose of this demo, this obviously we're not seeing into the future. Maybe we are. We'll see later today. But assuming if something happens, send a message. And
while you're getting that set up, I see some call outs on spoiler alert. When you release features, sometimes you're going to have to work through a bug or two. For the vast majority of cases, I've not seen it spoil. It actually times up with the game clock in the game. So apologies if you've had a moment where PLAYBOT spoiled. It'll get better over time.
Okay, hang on.
And also, speaking of Lakers Bucks, see if Luka plays tonight. I saw he's questionable. With LeBron being out, Luka being questionable, might be a bit of a laugher. Hate to say it, Greer, and all my Lakers fans in chat. Belt to peach, still picks green says, yeah. I think the Bucks, last I saw, are about 7.5-point favorites. That line will probably jump another point and a half if Luka's ruled out.
Okay.
RDOT thinks it's B2A as well. Mavern says, betting bot. You're speaking my language. You are speaking my language.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I think a betting bot would be dope. Like to call out, some live lines. We should have AI that responds to us, says GSW Ball Report. And take your time, Matt. No worries. We got chat's active today. So shouts out to you, chat. We got lots of activity going on. So we can fill the empty space. GSW Ball Report. In what way would you like AI to respond to us? Like Grok. Okay. Interesting. Do you have, is there a specific moment you've had recently that you would have wanted like a Grok style response? And Ari mentions that we've got some ideas cooking on that front. So it looks like we got you covered, GSW Ball Report. Coach Xavier says the YouTube app is super buggy. It's not working at all recently. Yeah, we're working on that. No update as far as that's concerned right now. But as an example, if you find yourself in a really tight spot where you got to show a YouTube video, I'm going to be screen sharing a YouTube video today for BSolz clipping demo. So that's going to be your solution in the near term. And then we will communicate with you all if and when we get that YouTube tool back up and running. And if we can't get a Playbot message in here, Matt, no worries. We can just talk through it as well.
Yeah. This is what happens when you do a live demo.
This is the downside to being live, but the upsides so far outweigh the downs. Like this honestly just gives me more time to interact with the people here.
Sure.
Fact checking, says GSW Ball Report. Yes, fact checking would be huge. Like we have lots of these moments in our streams where people want to know, like, for example, I got the question, like, did the Cavs clinch the division faster than the 73-9 Warriors? I'm sure Sam loves this conversation. And the answer was no. 73-9 Warriors actually clinched through 59 games, which is insane. They were 54-5. Sometimes it's maybe a bit easy to forget just how dominant that team was because they were insane.
Yeah. I think, maybe we can come back to Playbot, Brendan.
No worries.
And do it at the end.
Yep. So I will go ahead, Matt, you go ahead and work on that. I will go ahead and jump right into our creator interviews. So we'll get Matt back to show you some Playbot stuff, some play-by-play stuff here in chat. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get our first creator interview guest to talk Spotlight chat. KDOT the Chemist, do we have you in chat right now? Go ahead and hit me with a stage request. As a matter of fact, I'll invite you. I just saw you there in chat. You have been invited to the stage, KDOT the Chemist. If you can go ahead and hop up. And KDOT, just let us know in chat if you're having any troubles joining the stage. In the meantime, I see you ready to go here in chat, Dill. So Dill picks greens. We're going to go ahead and invite Dill up to the stage to talk some Spotlight chat. Come on up, Dill.
Yo, what's the word?
What's going on? How you doing? Appreciate you joining me on this week on Playback, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, bro. Most definitely. I'm feeling good.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Got my birthday coming up. The Lakers about to beat the Bucks on national TV tonight. It's a great day.
Oh,
It's a great
you
day.
think you think Luca plays?
He better. He better. We don't got LeBron, so I'm gonna need my boy to play.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we got Dill Picks Greens from the Green Beam, playback.tv/. the Green Beam. And again, thanks for joining me, man. I want to talk spotlight chat. We noticed I was going through the data like we love to do over here at Playback, very data driven team. And I noticed you've been using spotlight chats a lot. So I went back into your replays and I was like, this is really cool. So you want to give a little overview really quickly on sort of like, the content your community streams, the content you stream to your community, and then how spotlight chats have sort of naturally fit into that?
Yeah, so for the most part, obviously, my community in particular, they're shout out to my gremlins and my degenerates out there, man. We got a lot of sports bettors and fantasy sports enthusiasts. So we're usually just analyzing the games and things of that nature, trying to figure out what players we think are in for a big game based on, whatever the matchup may be. So things like that. If we're talking about, say, Luca, for example, you just brought him up. Say we like his threes or whatever the case may be tonight. If somebody brings up something that aligns with whatever it is that we're talking about, we'll take that, and I'll go ahead and use the spotlight feature to pretty much highlight the message. I love that, kind of like you just did now. It doesn't only bring it to like the forefront and keep it on the screen. It moves across as a, like, almost kind of like the banner tools as you
Yeah.
would on other platforms. I absolutely love that. I think that is so dope. It just gives it a whole new feel. I feel like that feature alone, I feel like it just kind of leveled up the experience, not only for the creator, but just even as a consumer too. Because if there's a particular message that you want to make sure that everybody gets to see, they don't have to go and look through all the pinned messages and scroll through until they find something. The spotlight just puts it right there for you. You can actually click on it directly from the screen too and engage with whatever that comment is directly, things of that nature. So absolutely love the tool. It's really dope. There's a lot of different ways I've been using it. For example, there was one yesterday. I said I was going to play Scoot Henderson for his under. Had the game of his life, went for 30.
Sure did.
And I went as far as to say, when I was talking about why I was on the under, I went and came with a little joke, and it actually bit me immediately. I said that if Scoot were to go for 30, that I was going to retire from streaming. And he literally went out there and dropped 30 points in that overtime game against the Knicks last night. So once
Only
he got
counts
to
in
that
regulation,
30th
man.
point,
We need you to keep streaming, right? Only
yeah,
counts in
no, for sure.
regulation.
I immediately told the chat, don't quote that. It's all content. I could never stop. I actually, the playbot message that came in, I highlighted that because obviously it shows you the number of points for whatever player just got that bucket, and it literally just said Scoot Henderson 30 points, and I used the spotlight tool for that moment right there. I just felt like it was perfect to go along with the clip that I'm going to drop later today of me saying if he goes for 30, then I'm just switching to baseball entirely. So that the power chats I think is another dope way to utilize the spotlight tool as well. Obviously, whenever people send love with the power chats, whenever they subscribe, things of that nature. Obviously, we as creators greatly appreciate it, and I want to make sure that those who are supporting us in that way feel that as well. You know what I'm saying? So we put that on the forefront. It's dope. I absolutely love the tool. It's probably my favorite tool out of all the different dope things that we get to do on the platform. That's probably my favorite one.
I love that. I love that. And one thing I do want to mention that you called out that's very smart is you can also, folks, like think about how you can use Spotlight in terms of when you're cutting up your clips, right? So these Spotlight messages do appear in your replays and your clips as well. So like Dill said, like being able to have that funny sort of like self-deprecating moment where said there's no way he gets 30 or I'll quit. And then all of a
Right.
sudden there's Playbot saying Scoot's got a 30 piece. Yeah, those
Yep.
moments can make for really fun clips.
Yeah.
If you could make one addition to Spotlight Chat right now, and you can feel free to think outside the box, what would be the first addition you would have us make?
So one of the things I think is really cool about it, whenever the message is whenever it's first highlighted to become the spotlighted chat, or whenever you first get into the room, whatever chat is spotlighted in that moment, kind of rotates across the screen. I absolutely love that. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I grew up watching a bunch of like Sports Center and stuff like that. And you constantly see something rotating at the bottom of the screen. I think if we could,
Ticker. Yep.
yeah, the ticker. There you go. If we could get it to kind of continue doing that, maybe like not necessarily nonstop, but if we could just go more than once, I think that would be perfect. Because I think just me personally, and I notice people in the community rock with that as well. I
Just
think
like the continuous scroll across
yeah,
the spotlight chat.
yeah, because I absolutely love it. I'm not sure why, I don't know, but I think it's really dope to me. And yeah, just from a sports bettor's perspective, of course. I mean, little stuff like I don't know, like when players hit certain milestones, like for example, like Scoop for 30 yesterday. I'll bring that up again. I'm sure whatever the odds were on that were absolutely insane because his regular line was nowhere near that. Maybe like that, or if a player gets a triple double, things of that nature. It could incorporate certain odds, like for if just pretty much when players reach certain milestones that
Milestones, yep.
yeah,
That
just
was
like
the word
highlight
that
certain
came to mind for
milestones and
me
stuff
too.
like that. Yeah,
Absolutely. Question
I
here in
think that would
chat.
be
Can you
dope.
spotlight polls? Greer went ahead and spotlit a poll. Oh, no way. Her and Kaiser had the idea at the exact same time. I do see that we have K. the chemist here in chat and needs to go to lunch soon. So, Dill, appreciate you joining us. Go ahead and plug yourself before we get you out of here, man.
Yeah, man, appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me as always. And once again, I'll be live in about an hour and a half over on the Green Beam, playback.tv/Green Beam. We'll catch you guys there. Go Lakers.
Hey, appreciate you, man. You heard the man, playback.tv/the Green Beam. Go follow Dill, go support his community, and apparently go Lakers, I guess. All right, K. the chemist. Let's go ahead and get you up to talk about how you've been using Spotlight Chat as well. I'm going to go ahead and hit you with a request. Oh, we might have just missed K. the chemist. Let's see here. Are you still in chat here? We do not have K. So let's go back to, right on cue. Already mentioned in chat. Let's go back to Matt. Matt, go ahead and join me on stage. Let's try and get this play-by-play demo going.
Yeah. So let's see here. Let's try this again. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and send. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, quick call out. Already mentioned. By the way, you can find your room's chat settings in chat. So if you look in chat, you'll see like a sort of like a hexagon sort of button. If you click on that in chat, that's where you'll see all your chat settings. You will need to enable play-by-plays for them to work. That's my bad, Matt. I didn't even think about that. All right, let's do it.
I did not either. Yeah. So yeah, like Brandon said, in your chat settings, if you're a creator, you can disable it for the whole room. If you like it, but maybe some of your users are not the biggest fan, they also have the option to disable it on a per user basis too. So you don't have to turn it off for the entire community if only a few people aren't loving it. Which you can also find that in your chat settings too. And then I think, yeah, it's Spotlit right now, but yeah, play-by-play looks great and Spotlit as well. So yeah.
So it looks like this was a Giannis bucket, and it looks
Oh
like
yeah.
Playbot's got a Giannis avatar. So does the avatar change based on who scored?
Yeah. Yeah. So the avatar will change to be ever who the scorer is.
And so I assume the team colors as well, because I see
Yep.
some Bucks colorways here.
Yeah, no, good
Sorry, Lakers fans.
questions. Yeah. Giannis was the one I had off the top. So but yeah, so yeah, so basically, yeah. So based on the team, it'll be like the message will have like the different colors, and then the player will get the avatar for the message. To Ari's question, can we add more plays beyond scoring? We can. That's definitely something that we're looking to do in the future. Whether it be like, rebounds, fouls, um, anything that we can get our hands on, we can try to do.
Anything that there's probably a sports betting line out there for that people maybe
Yeah.
want to track.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you mentioned potentially being clairvoyant, and I see Tab mentioned this in chat. First play prop, Giannis to score, since we threw out a driving finger roll layup. Maybe method of first basket, Giannis layup might be one I have to play tonight. As far as fast follows, any planned additions to PlayBot here in the near future outside of other types of plays?
in the near future, I think right now we're kind of just seeing what the community thinks and sort of taking in feedback from the community to kind of decide where we take it next.
Perfect segue. Kaiza, I know you're in chat and I know you got a candy link handy for me. As you all use PlayBot, as you use play-by-play, please give us your feedback. Please, please, please. It helps us make these features as shiny and awesome as possible. It helps us do exactly what you all want. So, Kaiza, as soon as you can drop that Canny link, or if someone else has the Canny link for me, Canny is where we can go ahead and collect your product feedback. Also, feel free to hit us up in Discord. We can collect your product feedback there as well. We do have a question here from Max. Would be cool if we could change the color, or maybe a suggestion. Would be cool if we could change the color of our spotlights. We do what we call the rock bottom moment of the game. And if we could spotlight that message each game with a specific color, it would be cool. So actually a spotlight shout out. So Max, you'll see Canny link down low from Kaiza here. Go ahead and hit us with your feedback in Canny, and we'll definitely take it to heart. Do you have anything else for us on PlayBot, Matt? It looks awesome, by the way, man. So great work.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, huge shout out to the team for getting it out. We've been seeing a lot of good reception so far, and I don't know. Yeah, it's nice.
I love it.
Cool.
Well, hey, man, appreciate you joining me and talking us through PlayBot. I'm sure we'll absolutely see you on another iteration of one of these episodes here soon. So appreciate you joining me, Matt.
Yeah, no problem.
Later, man. All right. That was Matt showing us PlayBot and play-by-play. Again, if you guys do have any suggestions as you start using PlayBot and play-by-play, hit us up in that Canny link. Let us know what you think. Again, it really does help us out. And a reminder, play-by-plays are in your chat settings. So if you go to your chat, look at the top left of your chat, you'll see this like hexagon icon. That is where your chat settings are, and you can go ahead and toggle on play-by-plays whenever you're ready. All right. Let's go ahead and get into our final segment before we go into our AMA. We have a pre-recorded clipping demo from our guy BSolz. And BSolz, if you are in chat, if you do need to hop on stage or want to hop on stage to narrate any of this, feel free to. I might myself pause the video at spots if I think there's anything extra to add. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and go on mute. And I will turn my camera off so we can just focus on BSolz giving you guys some great advice. So definitely listen up, and we will share this VOD with you after the session ends.
What's good, y'all? This is Brian, aka BSolz. I am currently the social media lead over here at Playback, and I wanted to make this quick video to give you guys some of the best practices on how to clip up your streams properly for social media success. Over here at Playback, we want you to be as successful as a content creator as much as possible, and we understand that in 2025, a lot of your favorite creators aren't just on one platform. And we believe Playback is a place where you can create content for other platforms and also bring those people from the other platforms to your Playback room for the best experience. So I'm going to go ahead and break this video up into a couple of parts. The first part is how do you even get your clips in the first place. So right now I'm live on Playback, and there's essentially two ways to clip up your streams. One is through live clipping, and two is just downloading your replay after the stream. So I understand nothing's really going on in the stream right now, but let's just pretend that, you know, SGA just hit a game winner. Oh, everyone's going crazy on your stage. You can go up here to the right-hand corner, clip the last 1, 3, 5, 30 seconds of your stream. Let's just do 30 seconds here as an example. It's going to go ahead and load up, and once it's done, here we go. Let's give it a second. Once that's done, you can go ahead and click the download button, and that'll save it to your camera roll or straight to your computer. Or let's say you're done with the stream. Let's go ahead and end stream right here. Click end stream. It'll actually prompt you to go straight to clips or replays right here. But let's go to replays here real quick. There will be a download button right here. Click download, and that'll save straight to your computer. I personally wouldn't recommend doing this on mobile. I'm not even sure if you can do it on mobile, but saving the full replays, I would personally do it on a computer. But even after the stream, if you want to go back to a specific clip, a specific moment that you clipped up during the stream, you can easily access that by clicking this button right here, going to clips, and all your saved clips would be right here. So instead
Okay, since we are on 1.25 speed, since BSolz himself says he gets a little long-winded, no one to save a little bit of time for all of our folks here, just wanted to quickly recap what he went over there. Basically, just downloading your clips, right, and your full replays. I think one of the really good call-outs that BSolz has here is if you're downloading a full replay to edit, you're going to want to do that from your computer. You're probably not going to want to do that from your phone. Clips, yes, sure, you can go ahead and download from your phone, edit from your phone if you'd like, but I do like his best practice of going ahead and downloading everything via your computer. And again, you can access your full replays in your replay library from your playback room menu and your clips from your clip library. Back to you, BSolz.
Instead of downloading your replays, trying to figure out when exactly that moment was, you can just go straight to here, click download, and you're going to be able to download the clip directly. Or at the very least, give you a reference point as to when in the stream it happened, so that if you have the actual replay, you can go back and get the full context of things and all of that good stuff. I would highly, highly, highly recommend for you guys to actually name your clips properly, specifically for cases like this, because when you want to go back and look for a specific clip, by default, Playback names these clips as like clip 1, clip 2, clip 3, or clip 4. If you want easy access to SGA's Game Winner, you can just go straight to clips, look for the clip named SGA's Game Winner, and you know for a fact that that clip is exactly SGA's Game Winner, instead of trying to play this guessing game of, hey, is clip 8 the clip that I'm looking for? No, let me go to clip 9, maybe this is it. Like, that gets really, really frustrating, and a lot of that can just be mitigated if you just clipped and name your clips properly. So now let's get into the editing portion of things, and to me, there's really 3 main ways to clip up a playback clip. 1 is for short form horizontal, 2 is for short form vertical, and 3 is long form horizontal. So short form horizontal really only succeeds on Twitter, and because of the nature of Twitter, it being a primarily news platform, a, you know, moments platform, a lot of our favorite creators here on Playback typically live clip their streams as they're going live, and if there's a crazy reaction that's happening right now, they go ahead and upload that on Twitter to, you know, take advantage of the trending moments. And this is probably the easiest video to edit, because all you really have to do is use the clipping tool on Playback, download it to your device, open your favorite editing software, and put it in a timeline. I have a 30-second clip as an example right here from Real Talk's room a couple weeks ago. And to be honest with you, if you're on mobile, you can do this in your camera roll. You don't technically even need editing software to do this. All you got to do is pick where you want your clip to start, cut out everything before it, skim through it, maybe even play back if you really want to hear the audio. And once you find where you want the clip to end, just cut everything after it. Boom. You can go ahead and export this video, upload it on Twitter, and boom. That is how you make a live tweet of a reaction that you had on Playback on Twitter. And I understand I said a lot of little steps, but to be honest with you, a lot of those steps really only take literally a second, and they're very intuitive. So the whole process from you clipping up a moment from your Playback stream, downloading it to your device, editing it, and uploading it to Twitter really only takes a minute or 2. Like,
so yeah, I just want to give a really quick synopsis, and BSolz, of course, did an awesome job there. This is going to be the easiest edit for you to make. It's going to be a 16:9. That's what BSolz means by horizontal edit. And basically all you need to do is download the clip, get it into your favorite editing software, trim the clip, and post it. And as BSolz mentioned, that makes it really good for live clipping to Twitter. So as close to that moment happening as possible, go ahead and get it downloaded, get it clipped, and get it posted to Twitter. All right, back to BSolz.
Literally a minute or 2. So next up, we have short form vertical, and what I'm really talking about here is the YouTube Shorts, the TikToks, and the Instagram Reels of the world. These platforms that are deliberately made for vertical scrolling and vertical content, so therefore all of the content on there should theoretically or ideally be optimized for vertical content and vertical viewing. So all I did right here is created a new sequence or a new project, depending on the software that you're using, that's made for a TikTok video, essentially. The dimensions on this are 1080 by 1920, and if you export this right now, you would get a vertical video. However, by default, both the replays and the clips made on Playback are optimized for horizontal content. So what we have to do is use the editing software to optimize it for vertical content. Because if you just saw this video right here on your For You page, I am pretty sure that you will probably skip on it because the details are small. You can't really see anything. There's like a lot of black bars up top. It just looks very unprofessional, and we can definitely do better than this. So for clips like this that are centered around specific reactions to game moments, the editing is actually very, very simple. All you got to do is make 2 layers. One is for the game footage, and the other layer is for people who are reacting to the content. So for those who didn't see what I did, this is the clip right here, this is the video, this is the audio. All I did was duplicated the video layer right on top of it, so now we have 2 copies of the video synced up. It's also important to note that this layer specifically is on top of this layer, so if I enlarge this layer right here, it is going to show up in the back of this layer right here. So the first thing I typically want to figure out is how do I want the talking heads to look in the video. I actually brought in a different clip right here, a friend of the show, Damo, who was streaming the Indiana Pacers game last night with this camera on, so just to properly demonstrate exactly what I'm doing here a little bit better. So once again, I figured out the start point, I figured out the end point, I brought it into the vertical project. We're going to go ahead and duplicate the video layer. Let's go ahead and enlarge in the top layer so that the camera is essentially taking up roughly 1/3 or 1/2 of the screen. We're going to go ahead and add a crop to the footage right here. so that everything below the camera is transparent. We're going to go to the bottom layer right here and enlarge that so that the bottom of the screen is just the game footage. And at a baseline level, what you have is a clip that looks like this.
Oh my God.
Hallie! Oh my God! Oh, clip it! Clip it! Oh my God! Clip.
Okay, he said clip it, and we clipped it. Now, luckily for this clip right here, all of the action was actually centered for us, so we didn't have to move the bottom footage at all. And literally all we had to do was essentially make it bigger. But there are going to be cases, especially because a lot of our clips are sports related, where, you know, something might be happening over here and something might be happening over here, and you want the action centered. So what you want to do in those cases is use keyframing. And keyframing is something that is pretty standard in all editing softwares as well. And essentially what it is finer detail and controlling what exactly is on the screen at any given frame, really. So let me go ahead and zoom in right here just to give you guys a better demonstration of what I'm talking about. So at the beginning of this clip, if I wanted to track Tyrese Halliburton's movement, Tyrese Halliburton is starting below the half court line, so we would have to move the position all the way back here. But because there's no keyframes, if we play the clip,
Oh my God.
we can't even see Tyrese Halliburton. So what we have to do is set a keyframe right here, because at this point in time, this is exactly where we want the camera to be at. Right here, as you can see, we want it a little bit more centered. So add another keyframe, and it's going to center here. Keep it moving. Stop right here. We want Tyrese Halliburton centered. Place another keyframe. Set a new position, new frame.
Oh my God.
Hallie!
And boom, all the action is centered. So if we play it from the top, we're starting right here. We're following Tyrese Halliburton.
God.
We see the action. And we saw all the context that we needed, and no one was really cut out. And let's just say right here you wanted to flip to another person's camera because there's multiple people on stage. All you got to do is cut up this clip right here, fix the crop so that the other stage member is seen. Typically, again, we would want this person to have their camera on. Change the position so that it takes up about a third or half of the screen or however you want it to take up. And this is the effect that that does.
Oh my God! Oh. Clip it!
And then from here on out, you can go ahead and add text on the screen. You can add effects. But from a baseline level, this is, at least in my opinion, the best and easiest way to optimize clips for vertical success. And the last way to clip up a stream is for long form horizontal. So what I'm really talking about here is a YouTube video. Pretty sure a majority of you guys have been on YouTube videos. A lot of the videos on the platform are longer than a minute. They are also optimized for horizontal viewing. And the two best examples of this on our platform right now is the No Chill Guild channel and the Low Lights channel. Two rooms streaming on Playback that then repurpose the replays for horizontal long form videos. And as you can see right here, they are performing very well for these YouTube channels. Very, very well. So there's a bunch of different ways you can make long form videos, but I feel like the two main ones that people do on Playback are either full game reaction highlights of a specific game that they watch.
And before BSolz gets into the breakdown here of how to do your long form horizontal videos for like YouTube and things like that, just wanted to call out, we did a creator interview with Low, Legend of Winning, creator of that Low Lights channel that BSolz just called out. We did that interview a couple of weeks ago, and he did call out, and a lot of content creators I'm hearing are calling out long form over short form really being the way to grow, and even from a monetization standpoint being stronger. So definitely listen up to this segment. Long form is becoming more and more the norm and the standard for content creation. So BSolz has you covered on this one. So definitely pay attention here.
So in this example right here, Gil watched the Hornets and the Lakers, and he could make a clip of just his reaction to the game. The title and thumbnail are going to be Gilbert Arenas watches Lakers versus Hornets or something along those lines. Another one is making a clip based off of a specific talking point that you had during the stream. So let's say in the stream right here, from 32 minutes to 45 minutes, Gilbert Arenas and Josiah and the other guests that they had on had a debate about LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. You would then cut everything before it, cut everything after the debate, and then the clip would just be around this discussion, and you can upload that clip onto YouTube. At a baseline level, that is essentially what it is. You can also do some finer edits here, like cutting up dead space in the conversation, adding B-roll, and adding text and overlays and stuff like that, but, you know, the premise of the long-form clip is essentially that. However, and please keep note of this, the biggest hurdle that a lot of you guys will have in terms of making long-form horizontal clips for YouTube is copyright. So if you're a person with the right permissions on Playback, you can obviously see and watch the game. However, those rights do not extend onto YouTube. And if we uploaded this clip just straight up like this with the game playing in the background, you most likely will run into some copyright issues, whether that it being claimed by the NBA or just straight up getting a copyright strike from the NBA. And trust me, you do not want that. So the next question is how do you go about it? If you're making a clip where the game footage does not matter whatsoever, we actually do provide a stage-only version of the replay, so you won't have to worry about the footage whatsoever because the footage won't be in your replay. However, if you do want to keep the footage in the replay because it's important to what you're talking about, just make sure you edit the video in a way where, you know, there's a lot of fast cuts, there's a lot of jump cuts. What's being seen on the screen switches every 5 to 7 seconds. The shorter, the better, to be honest with you. So let's say right here, the clip is playing,
If it ever is.
and one, Gil reacts for some reason. Let's just say, hypothetically, he reacts. So the clip is playing, the footage is playing. Right here, if Gil reacts, let's just zoom in on Gil. Boom, Gil is all you see. And that is enough change to, you know, make these long form videos copyright friendly. But I just want to make sure this is clear. You just doing it once in your video does not bypass the whole video from copyright. You got to do it throughout the whole video. I would highly recommend you guys watching some of the videos from the Low Lights channel and on the No Chill Gil channel to see examples of what I'm talking about right here. But essentially the rule of thumb here is, as much as possible, just show the people on stage, show B-roll, show anything but the footage, and only use the footage when it's really necessary for the context of what you're showing. But with that being said, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the replies down below. And I'm out of here, man. Peace.
BSolz, legend, absolutely crushed it. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to our Playback YouTube channel so you can go ahead and watch that VOD. Or we're also going to make this VOD available, the This Week on Playback VOD, so you can always come back to this room and check out the replay as well. BSolz, you're the man. I also just went ahead and linked the Low Lights channel as well in chat. If someone else can go ahead and link the No Chill Gil channel, I'm sure you guys can find that pretty easily as well. It's a pretty big channel. Those are the examples he used for the long form YouTube content. And again, that is content that we've seen perform really, really well. So if you haven't delved into creating that type of content yet, really want to encourage you to start. And as BSolz mentioned, you can start with sort of the simplest version of an edit. You don't have to add all the fancy texts and overlays first. Like, you know, get your feet underneath you, try it a couple times first, and then you can start to get a little bit fancier with it. So shouts out BSolz. Appreciate you for hitting us with that demo. Do we have K. Dot the Chemist with us? We're going to roll back. Yes, K. Dot, I have just accepted your stage request. Let's talk some spotlight chat, K. Dot.
What's going on, B? Man, appreciate you for having me, man. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Appreciate you rolling through. So,
oh, man, ain't no thing. My apologies on the delay, though.
Oh, you're good. Hey, everyone's got to eat, man. I understand it. So my eyes almost popped out of my head when I saw our chart for spotlight chats. You are leading the way, and it ain't even close, my man, if I'm being perfectly honest. And so I went back into your replays, saw how you were spotlight chatting. You know, the chemistry lab's got it going on, man. You want to tell me about what type of content you create and how you have been using spotlight chats in the chemistry lab?
Yeah, appreciate that, B. The chemistry lab, something I found it was actually a topic of discussion, radio, started on Spaces, but a lot of NBA info, inside type thing. A lot of people gave us a lot of stuff, but, you know, we loved it. Controversy creates entertainment, right? So, you know, I was able to build up in my journey, became credentialed for the Spurs. So I got to be in Austin covering the game on Playback, on the court. So that was a lot of the content we do. And then, you know, we got a lot of OGs that come on. I pay, matter of fact, starting this month, I'm paying my entire team. So the whole crew is about to get paid.
Let's go.
And even for, you know, you bring a simple member to join the room. That's $1 for every member. You get an icon. That's our subscriber name, icon. You get an icon to join. Man, you're getting a bonus off that too. So we just talk a lot of NBA love, not just, you know, Spurs, but I mean, we're really Spurs driven, but we talk everything because, again, all these trades come into play from all teams. So that's how we started. And sure enough, shout out to Greer. We always shout out Greer all the way, even when we're sipping a little bit. We always say shout out Greer because that was the one, and you know, whoever else referred us. So that's how we really started. And then, you know, from here on, it's just been a welcome, man. The spotlight was clutch.
It's absolutely been steady growth. And yeah, definitely shouts out Greer, who's brought on a ton of awesome communities like yours as well. So with all of this monetization going on, and this is sort of what I've seen a bit as far as Spotlight chats go, with all these things you're doing with your community, how has Spotlight chat played into that so far in your streams?
Oh man, first off, because you got to talk about, and I tell people, we're still growing. A lot of my team gets discouraged. They see 3 or 4 viewers there. They see the main menu. The first thing is, who cares? It don't matter about the viewers. These people are taking their time out for you, regardless, right? It don't matter. So you go out there and communicate with them, talk with them. Hey, they're here listening to you. They're watching you. And the one thing I told my team was spotlight their messages, because not only is it going to show that we're paying attention to what they're doing, but it's going to show that their voice matters, that their voice and their thoughts can turn into a discussion for us, a discourse for us, debate, whatever it may be. And then to know for them that it encourages them that they can just type more. They don't want to be on stage, but knowing that they're still heard because their words are seen. That's how we began to implement it first things first. Because I told them it doesn't matter. 3 people, 2 people, 4. Act like there's 400 here, and you treat
Great
them
attitude.
priority,
It's a great attitude.
and so that's what we did. So, a couple of the hosts will either do a promotion, icons, $5. We're also gonna be doing some icon games, scavenger hunts. It's gonna be crazy. But a lot of our promotions will put on the pin stuff, follow on X, pin post, things like that. If there's any NBA rumors, the latest news, we'll type it in, put it on the spotlight there. And then we talk about it. And then it gives our members an opportunity to chime in. But then we also use it for the games. People are like, chatbot, what? I mean, this is playback bot, what is this? But it's like, you know what? Hey, what if some people are barely joining the show and they want to see where we left off at? Hey, well, Keldon Johnson just hit a dunk. De'Aaron Fox with the assist. It's 99 to 101. Now they're coming in and they can see what it was. No matter what throughout the game, we can always go back to who was the last person that scored, dunked, etc. So it's been very useful for us. And I told them any new tools, take advantage. Take advantage of them.
Absolutely. So that last use case is the one that I was hoping you would bring up. I was about to ask you about it because I noticed you guys have been spotlighting a lot of PlayBot, way more PlayBot spotlighting than most. Do you find like some of your community members are sort of trying to sync up maybe the game on their TV with maybe what's going on in the playback room? And does spotlighting that like last sort of scoring play help them figure out sort of where the playback broadcast is?
Yes, so that is a great question. Yeah, it actually is. So there are some people who are trying to stream that way, might have issues. They got to switch to another device, for example. So it might take them about a minute or two sometimes to get to their TV, cast it, etc. So yeah, that's our job. That's whoever it is, whoever's there. Mostly it's me, but whoever's there is to mod those chats and just keep people on track. Because again, they're trying to watch us on TV. Come on, man. Keep them in the know. So just because they're trying to get on their TV does not mean they can't see it on playback on their phone or something. So we just keep them up to date, up to the second, everything. And then even then when playbot is a little delayed, we have fun with it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, they think that Playbot is actually something that we have assigned on our room and that we could talk to Playbot. And I'm like, yo, Playbot, update De'Aaron Fox stat, and we'll do something like Playbot updating now. People be like, oh man, y'all can do that voice act. So we've been having a whole long running thing on that. But
Have some
yeah,
fun with
it's
it.
just and it keeps the chat busy. I mean, I understand for people that are like, 10 people, 8 people, and maybe the chat's not as popping like that. But at least it keeps it busy for you and it's something to stay entertained. And when y'all brought that on, I told my team, it doesn't matter who's here. Spotlight new messages, welcome new viewers, members, spotlight them and spotlight these games. This is what it's for. We can be watching a Spurs game or something like that and still have other spotlights from previous that we can go back over still and look. And so it's just awesome, man. It's just a great way to keep everybody in the know, regardless they join in, they can, in 10 seconds, they know exactly where it's at because it's recaps right there.
I love it. I love it. And on our end, on the playback side of things, we'll continue to work on adding some features to help your audience sync up if they're sort of enjoying it as a second screen experience so that you can save more of your spotlight real estate for this interactivity you're talking about. I think that's really my big takeaway so far here is that you really use it to like make your audience feel special, feel heard, feel like they're a part of the stream themselves. And I really think like us as a playback team, we talk about this all the time. That is the secret sauce of playback, right?
Yeah.
It is an interactive platform. It is a community built platform. So interact with your community, right?
Look, we did $5. We drop a lot of news, on Playback. Without going too much into it, I've been blessed to have relationships on the Clutch side of things, Clutch Agency, Rich Paul and them. So I've
Yep.
been fortunate to be a part of certain news things that we were sharing on Playback. And lo and behold, I was on a phone call. I thought I was muted, and I said, "Hey, yo, the trade's done. They're gonna send it in." And I didn't know the whole Playback crew was listening. And not even like 3 or 4 minutes later, Shams announced that De'Aaron Fox was going to San Antonio. So, we appreciate y'all. We're trying to do so much new things. You gave us this opportunity, taking the time out. So it's a must. I told my team, once y'all are deserving, I see who's here for the long haul. We're gonna take care of y'all and start paying. And Icon Games, if I can say this, we're actually gonna be giving away $200 April 5th. It's going to be our first Icon Games. Leading up to my birthday bash in September, I'm going to give away $1,000. We're going to do Icon Games, some scavenger hunts, things like that. And there's going to be somebody winning $1,000. We're going to have musical guests in studio because in my former past life, I was a promoter. So we're going to get a bunch of artists that are going to be performing in studio on our Playback for our Icon subscribers. So, man, it's just so many different ways to utilize Playback. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Well,
Shout out to
man.
my guy Wemby's Castle. He said his birthday stream too. Yeah, he's so hyped about that. And we're gonna bring NBA guests on as well, media credentials, and yeah, man, just interview them. And I told him I'm not gonna ask for the main stage yet. Wait till we get the big performers on here, then we're gonna request the main stage.
Hey, whenever you're ready, you know where to find us. You know where to
Yes,
find
sir.
us, K-Dot. Hey,
Always.
y'all, playback.tv/chemistry lab. That's starting with a K, KEMISTRYLAB. K-Dot the
That's
chemist,
it.
before I let you go,
That's
anything
it,
else you want
man.
to plug?
Man, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Playback Brand. I mean, the whole crew. I mean, the support is like crazy. Anytime we have issues, I mean, y'all are right there with y'all, man. So shout out to y'all. I mean, shout out to everybody on Playback, just creating in general, whether we've had positive interactions. X has been kind of funny where we don't, but hey, man, shout out to y'all. Keep doing y'all's thing. Don't be discouraged, man, because it's only up from here. And as long as Playback's here and they continue to just improve in what they're doing, take advantage. Because I'm telling y'all, man, utilizing those resources is so key, and it's going to be so beneficial for your streaming. Even though we're at 160 some odd, shit, we don't regret a single second of it, B. We don't regret a single second.
Brick by brick, and like BSolz said earlier, we all start at zero. So we build this thing brick by brick. Really, really appreciate the kind words. Seriously, like kind words always re-energize our team. So appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate the kind words. That's K-Dot the chemist from the Chemistry
yeah, B. Holla at me.
Later, man.
Yeah.
Again, that was K-Dot the chemist from Chemistry Lab here on Playback. Awesome, awesome chat there. And again, appreciate all the love for our team over here at Playback from you all in chat as well. Wemby Castle is Foxy. Wow, can you get any more Spurs players in your username, in one username? We might be able to do it. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate all of you for sure. From the bottom of our hearts, this would not be possible without all of you spending your time, effort, right, to go ahead and build your communities. So we genuinely, genuinely want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And with that, we can go ahead and get into our final segment here. It is the AMA. So you guys already know, start hitting me with those stage requests. That's how you can go ahead and hop up on here for this week on Playback's AMA. And if you do want to just send your messages in chat, I can spotlight them and answer your questions from chat. But stage requests will go first because, like I said, there's an interactive platform. So don't be shy. You don't have to share your camera either if you don't want. Any question? Tatum effing sucks says, Playback got me watching more hoops for real. Love that. Honestly, me too. Here we go. We have a stage request. Sharpods coming in with a question. Your stage request has been accepted, Sharpods.
Hey, B, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to This Week on Playback. What's your question?
Thanks so much. Hey, my question is, I was watching Champions League last. So yeah, first of all, congratulations on the new
partnership. Yeah, MLB. Appreciate that. Not finalized yet. So again, keep it to yourselves. I just shared it with my This Week on Playback fan, but appreciate that.
Yeah, that's great. That's great stuff. But I would like to know if you're planning on adding that same feature to soccer or football games in the future. And also, I would like to know what's like. I would love for, like, you have the NBA League Pass thing for the NBA. Could it or are you thinking about adding something like some subscription that you can merge with the Champions League things? Because my community is based on Latin America, and we love soccer around here. So that's my
Great,
question.
great questions, Sharpods. Appreciate the questions here. So the first one, both are soccer related. Sharpods, as you guys can tell, international soccer creator. So the first one was play-by-plays, adding play-by-plays for soccer, something that we will certainly take a look at. I know we're working on it on the baseball side of things now, so we can have that implemented for the MLB launch. For soccer, we haven't done any work on that yet. And I think this sort of dovetails into your second question, Sharpods, about us securing, rights to some soccer broadcasts. I think you specifically called out UEFA Champions League. No update on that front yet. Of course, here at Playback, I think really we're, of course, an NBA platform first, a basketball, I should say, platform first, with also having a EuroLeague partnership. So we do have a lot of basketball creators. I would argue maybe soccer is our second biggest sport right now. So yeah, you will definitely see us continue to lean into the soccer space. No updates yet as far as rights are concerned, but as soon as we do have an update for you, we'll absolutely hit you with it. So thank you for the question, Sharpods. Any other questions? Hit me with those stage requests, folks. Don't get shy on me now. Wemby's Castle is Foxy says, wait, MLB, I can watch my Rangers. That's the game plan. That is the game plan. GSW Ball Report says bot moderation. We will be working on the moderation front. I don't think there are any immediate plans to add any bot moderation for now, although we've thrown the idea around of, expanding Playbot's roles beyond play-by-play. But I think really the IP bans, like implementing IP bans for the room bans, was a really, really good first step in letting really creators moderate your own rooms, have the tools to do that. But we will continue to lean into moderation as the platform grows, right? So do the trolls, honestly. That's just kind of how this thing works. So we will be bolstering our moderation here. Any other questions? We got 3 more minutes here, folks. Let's use them. Hit me with a question in chat. Hit me with a stage request. Here we go, Sharpods. Are you planning on making the MLB League Pass available as you do with the NBA League Pass? Yes. So once we do completely put the nail in the coffin on MLB support for this year, it will be MLB TV supported. That is their subscription-based, direct-to-consumer streaming offering. Dubs Nation asked, does Playbot pull from a specific stats platform? Matt, if you are still here in chat, if you want to hop on stage or just answer that question from the chat, or honestly, if any of our devs have the answer to that question, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you, Dubs Nation. Wemby's Castle is Foxy says, have y'all thought about doing replay NBA games like NBA TV, but as creators, we can pick which game to replay? Yes. Absolutely. And we will actually work with the NBA to see if we can get some more games available for you guys to watch as classic games. We've had creators like Gilbert Arenas do these classic games before. Other creators, you guys have done them via the YouTube tool, which we're working on getting back up and running. But even if we aren't able to get that up and running in time, we will look to try and get some streams from the NBA for you all to do as classic games. Nothing to update with on that front right now, but as those games are made available, we'll add them to the schedule and we'll ping all of you when they're available to watch. There we go. Tab says we work directly with the NBA for stats, so those stats are coming directly from NBA sources. Appreciate you, Tab. Any other questions before we get on out of here and let you good people go on about your Thursday? Oh. Accidentally started playing my Twitter simulcast audio. Looks like that'll do it. Wemby's Castle Foxy, I appreciate K-Dot coming on. I appreciate the Chemistry Lab rolling through. I appreciate you, Dill Picks Greens, and the Green Beam community for rolling through. I appreciate all of you for rocking with me on another episode of This Week on Playback. Again, I'm your boy BTow. We'll catch you same time next week, 12 p.m. Pacific, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Catch y'all later.